When he came back, you know what clothes he was wearing? He had patches on his clothes. His clothes were ripped. He faced a difficulty, and people looked at him, and they started to cry, the Sahaba. And they said, this is the same Musab bin Umair that used to walk around these streets with everything. Today he has patches on his clothes. He said, you know what he said? He said, these clothes, they have found more better to me than the suits I used to wear. Adopting the Sunnah has brought peace and solace to my heart that no other clothing had done before. He said, this gulami of the Prophet ﷺ is better than me, than the freedom that I had of Madinatul Munawwara. This was the love for the deen then. So my Islam brothers, this is the jazba that we get. This is the passion that we should get from those people. And then he became a Qari of the Quran. He learned the Holy Quran. He became a Qari of the Quran. And Rasulullah ﷺ sent him towards other places to teach the Quran. Once he went towards a tribe to teach them the deen. Today we have it easy, very easy. We go to Muslim houses, Muslim people come to the masjid, and even then we're still scared. We're still scared to invite someone to the masjid, even though we know the person's a Muslim. They look at our fear. Imagine going to a Gora's house or a non-Muslim. We're scared to knock the door. What are we going to say in case he grabs us? We're scared. He was sent to such tribes that were hostile, that were difficult. He was sent to such a tribe that all of them were non-Muslims. Every single one of them. Banu Aslam he went towards. When he went towards that tribe and he started to preach and he called the people together and he started to tell them about the deen and the religion. When the chief heard about this, he sent his man with a spear. He sent one of his servants. He said, go disturb them. Go make it difficult for them. Go scare them. Go tell them to go away. Now he sees a man coming with a spear. We will pick our bags up and leg it. We will run away. We wouldn't stand there, would we? We see a person coming that's bigger than us, we're gone. So he came with the spear. Now Musab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was brave. He was courageous. A young age, he's gone to teach the Quran. What does a youngster know today? He can't even put his trousers properly. He can't even dress properly. He can't even talk properly today. Illa mashallah. This young man is teaching the religion, the Quran, to that tribe. When they see him coming, the man's coming with anger, fury, aggression towards him. He calmly says, look, listen. All you have to do is sit. If you don't like what I'm saying, then fine, we'll go. At least listen to what we have to say. The man put his spear into the ground. He sat there and he began to listen. When he began to listen to Musab bin Umair, his beautiful words changed his heart. He recited the kalima and embraced Islam. Now the chief is waiting for him to come back and say that I've dispersed them, I've got rid of them. When the chief heard that the one I've sent has become a Muslim, he became furious. He went himself with the intention to disperse them, to get rid of them. When he got closer, Musab bin Umair, a beautiful young man, standing, doing tilawat of the Quran, giving madani pools, calling people towards Islam. He's listening and he sees that individual doing it. He becomes even more angry. Again, Musab bin Umair, with his wisdom, with his hikmah, he says, if you want to listen to me, just sit down, listen. You know, there's nothing I'm saying that's wrong. If you're saying something wrong, you tell us to go. Again, the chief, he puts down his spear and he begins to listen. Sa'ad bin Mu'az, he begins to listen to the speech of Musab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala. And Musab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala, with his beautiful words, starts to speak. This individual, the chief of all the tribe, the leader of all the tribe, his heart changes. The lock of kufr opens and he recites the kalima shahada. He also becomes a Muslim. Now he says, how can I go back to my tribe? Musab bin Umair says, no problem. You've accepted the religion, go back to your tribe and give them about as well. Give them the ability to know about the religion. This individual who had hatred for deen, now he has no greater love than Madinatul Munawwara, no greater desire to see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, I wish I could go back to my tribe. This is Musab bin Umair radiallahu anhu says to him, what are you worried about? Go back. This tribe, this leader, he goes back and he teaches the people about Islam. Every single person from his tribe read the Kalima Sharif and became Muslim. Look at the jazba of Musab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala, and the love for deen. Today we left deen for the Imam Sahib. We've left deen for somebody else. our infradi koshish, our inviting towards good, our calling somebody to the masjid, we don't know how influenced they are. We don't know the impact they can have. We don't know the change they can make in the community. One person that we bring, think to yourself, my Islam brothers, the person that originally brought you towards deen, think where he is. He may be dead. He may be not even in the masjid today, but is he getting the reward? Of course he is. Every single time you do something good, he's getting the reward as well. So let's not take our youth away from the deen. We think today that if we make our children come towards deen, they're going to die of hunger. How are they going to get a job? How are they going to earn? What's going to happen to them? That's our thinking today. We half-heartedly bring people towards the masjid. Our son, as soon as we hear, has read the Quran twice, bang, is out of here. GCSE time, you don't see him. GCSEs are more important than Quran. In our eyes, A-levels are more important than Quran. In our eyes, you ask the madrasa teacher, where's your son? He's in karate class. He's in judo class. He's in swimming class. He's in every class but the Quran class. Is that our love for deen today? Look at the passion of Mus'ab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala anh. If we truly love the Quran will suffice for us. The Quran will be enough for us. The Quran, the teachings of the Quran, the recitation of the Quran, reciting Surah Waqiyah before every night. Destitution, poverty cannot come to your house. It cannot come to your house. Teach your daughter Surah Waqiyah. They will never ever be in need of anything else. But there's there was once a builder, and this builder, he needed some work doing. He needed a wall building. MashaAllah, this beautiful masjid, it took time. Must have got professional builders, MashaAllah. This one by his worked hard. When you look for a builder, it's tension, isn't it? He doesn't do something wrong. He doesn't build the wall bench. So I'm going to spend 10, 20,000 ain't I? I want at least the sink the right way. I want the tutti on the right way. At least if I do spend this money, I want something good. Now when he went to the builders area, he went to the choke, as they say. He went to the junction, all the builders were there. And these builders, they all began to look at him. And they saw that he's a customer. When we see a customer, we grab him. No one lets go of a customer, do they? Everybody says, I want the customer. Come to me, I'm the best. My tax is cleaner than his. My shop's better than his. My clothes are better than his. I'll do better job than these brothers in my phone shop. They all said, have you seen the marble work in the masjid? That was me. The Koti built over there, I built that. Take me. I'll do your work for you. Now that man's confused. 5, 6 people grabbing him and saying that, take me, I'm the best. He looks in the corner. And in the corner, he sees a young man reciting the Quran. Beautiful Nurani chehra. Engrossed. No distraction. Not even worried to see who's around him. His eyes and his gaze, they fall upon that young man. He starts to look at that young man. He says, are you a builder? He says, Na'am. I'm a builder as well. He said, why don't you come put your case forward? He said, you got all these, haven't you? Why don't you select one of these lot? You don't need me. I'm doing my job. I'm reciting the Quran. He said, I want you. I want you as the builder. He said, look, listen, I have a few conditions. He thought, what conditions is he going to have? A few extra money? That's what he's going to ask for? He said, look, condition number 1. When I hear the azan, my duty with you is going to stop, and my duty with Allah Almighty is going to continue. He said, when I hear the azan, then don't stop me. Don't stop me from my work. I'm going to go towards my namaz. He said, no problem. So what's the second condition? The second condition is what rate I want, you have to pay. So he's going to ask for a few bob extra, a few pound extra. That's all. I could afford that, no problem. So what's your third condition? You're not going to ask me any questions. He paused. He thought, what about if he builds the wall bench? What about if he does it wrong? I can't ask a question. But he looked at that young man's face and he thought, this person's something unique. He's something different. He's not like the normal people. He said, I agree. All 3 of your conditions, I agree. Now that young man, he took him towards where the house is. He said, look, the mortar's here, the bricks are here, everything's here. What you need to do is build this wall. It's going to take you 2-3 days, I understand. Let me go towards the town, the bazaar, I'll get some food. When I come back, have a break. You can read the namaz when you hear the azan. And then you can continue. You're not going to get more than probably 2 rows in today. That's okay, no problem. He goes out, he comes back. When he comes back, he's surprised and astonished. The shopping he has, it drops. He looks at the wall. It's totally straight. It's totally beautiful. And it's totally complete. Everything ready. He says to him, how did you manage to do this? He said, no questions. No questions. He said, what's your name? No questions. Where are you from? No question. He said, how much money do you want? He said, give me 4 dirham. He said, the rate is 6. He said, I want 4. Do we ever ask for less? He said, that's enough for me. Why get greedy with extra 2? Give me my 4, I'm gone. He took the money, he took everything, he's gone. After a few weeks, that same person, he needed again some work doing. He went to the same job. He went to the same area and looked for that individual. He asked the rest of the builders, where is he? They said, he only works on the site. He only works 1 day. 1 day. He gets his money and says, that's enough. Imagine on the first day of the month, my dear friend brothers, it's Friday. Sorry, it's February coming up. It's the first day of Friday, 1st of February. You know, all your month's wages, you get them on the first day. Would we stop going to work for the rest of the month and say, that's it, I'm going to do the work of Deen? Would we say, that's it, I've got everything that I need, my 4,000, 3,000, in one go, I've got it. The rest of the 29, 30 days will we give for Deen? That's a question that only we could ask. A lot of us probably think, yeah, the bonus on. The rest of the days, I'm putting a few extra shifts. You know, it's a good start. Maybe the rest of the days is barakah as well. We don't think like that. 1 day he worked, no greed. He said, that's enough for me. After a while, he went back. He heard that young man is very ill. Now, where's a young man like this living? A fantastic builder, certain Coalfield, massive houses, 15 bedroom, must be near a big area, huge courtyard. No, they said you'll find his house near the graveyard. He lives near the graveyard in a hut. Very simple. When he went to see his father, when he went to see the boy, when he went to see that young man, living in a hut, very simple, very, very relaxed. He knocks, he enters. He sees this young man severely ill. He puts his hand on his head is burning. He puts his hand here and his pulse is beating. He said, can I get you medicine? He said, don't worry. Can I get you anything? He said, don't worry about me. He said, my time to leave this world is very near. I'm going to die soon, but do 2 things for me. When I die, do my ghusl and bury me. Don't have to call anybody. And the second thing is, you see this bag of mine? I have 2 entrustments. Give them back to the owners. He said, whose are they? He said, just take them to the king of the time and give it to them. After saying these words, he passed away, he died. He left this world. The man remembered his promises. He gave ghusl to him. He didn't call anybody. It was on WhatsApp here. It wasn't then. It was a Twitter. You tweet somebody. It was on Facebook that you put on Facebook. He said when he went outside, there were thousands of people waiting for his janazah. You can say, how did this happen? Spiritual power, my brothers, is more power than WhatsApp. If you had more belief in our spiritual power than WhatsApp and Facebook, then inshallah we become even better and stronger. Our iman, our faith is with our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is with the pious people. Today we rely too much on WhatsApp. WhatsApp goes down, our life is finished. This is the power of spiritual power of the pious people. Thousands of people come to his janazah and they attend his janazah. Now the man is crying. He buries him. He remembers the entrustment. He goes to the king of the time. The king of the time, he shows him. He takes out the bag of ring. The king starts to cry. Where he says, where's the owner of the ring? Where's the person that owns this ring? Take me to him. He said, he's passed away. Take me to his grave. He went to his grave and he started to cry and cry. At the grave of the individual, he lied on the grave. He put the soil on his head. He said, who is this? Tell me what's going on. He said, my name is Harun Rashid. He was the caliph and the king of the time. And this was my son. This was my son. He said, you a king? And this is the state of your son? He said he used to live a lavish style. Everything he had. One day he had the ayat of the Quran and his heart changed. His heart changed. He came home and he said, Dad, let me go. Dad said, son, you've never done any work in your life. Look at your hands. You've never done anything. You've never been outside. He said, Dad, give me permission. I can't stay in these mansions and worship Allah Almighty. I want to soften my heart. Let me leave this building and go. Father said, go, but one condition. Take this ring with you. In this ring, there's diamonds. Sell a diamond is worth hundreds of thousands. Sell it, your life will go comfortably for months. He said, when I said that to him, his mother, she was very pious. Zubaydah Khatun radiyallahu ta'ala anha. She was listening. And she said, son, your father gave you a ring. Take one item from me as well. Take the Quran. Take the Quran. Listen to my words. Recite the Quran. You will have nothing that you will ever need in your life. Never let go of the Quran. You'll have nothing you need in your life. Now listen to the last words I'll say before I complete. Harun Rashid went home. He's crying. He picks up the ring and he starts to examine the ring. He looks at it again and again from every angle. He magnifies it. He looks to see if any diamonds were taken out. And the mother, she speaks and she says that what are you looking for? Nothing has been taken out. Why? He had the Quran. The Quran sufficed for him. The Quran was enough for him. Why would he need any diamond from that ring? This was his love for deen. Today, Quran is wrapped up on top of our shelf. We have more trust in the pound and the dollar. We have more trust in everything else. The Quran that we don't open, that we don't read. Surah Waqia will save you from poverty. Surah Ikhlas will save you from destitution. We don't have love. We don't have belief for that Quran today. It's on top of our shelf. When did we last open it? The Kalam of Allah. Every single miracle we want to see of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We didn't see the moon getting split. We didn't see the sun walking backwards. We didn't see the water gushing out from the blessed fingers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We didn't see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam go on Miraj. But out of the greatest miracles are two: the night of Miraj and the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is a miracle that if you open it, you can see the miracle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam until the day of judgment. Today we've closed it. Today we are opening our WhatsApp. We're opening our folders. Our son doesn't do his exam. We shout at him. We yell at him. If he doesn't recite the Quran, no problem. This is our love for Quran today. Is this our love for deen today? Mus'ab bin Umair, we heard about this young man. This was their love for deen. Where is our love for deen? Where is our recitation of the Quran? Our universities are full with youngsters. They are full with colleges. And yet they are 40, 50, 60,000 pounds in debt after they finish. Our jamias are free. And nobody wants to come to learn the deen illa mashallah. Nobody wants to come. 6-year course, do scholarship course. What's going to happen to him? He's going to die of hunger. He's got a beard. No one's going to get married to him. Unless he has 5, 6 houses, no one's going to give him a rishta. What are we thinking? Deen is so weak. Religion is so weak that if you come closer, you're going to starve to death. You still eat cheeseburgers. You still eat chicken burgers. These brothers at the front have beards. They don't eat air burgers, do they? Have strength in the deen. Have love for the deen. Don't make deen so weak in front of your children that you say to them, no, son, you have to study, otherwise what's going to happen to your career. Don't make these statements. The Quran, inshallah, has everything in for our life. Every single thing that we need. May Allah Almighty give us the ability to increase our love for the religion. May Allah Almighty make us mukhlis, have ikhlas, that we love the religion like it should be loved. And if you are still in doubt and weak, then read about these great characters. Read about Mus'ab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala. Do you know when he passed away? Those that were at the start of the speech, you probably heard all of it. Those that came later, you're going to get the last bit of it. Mus'ab bin Umair radiallahu ta'ala, he got martyred in the battle of Uhud. He got martyred in the battle of Uhud. And what happened is, you know, when he passed away, there was no coffin for him. When they used to put his coffin, his face used to remain empty. And when they used to put it towards his feet, his head used to remain empty. And towards his head, his feet used to remain empty. The Sahaba were crying. This young man that gave everything for the deen today doesn't have a coffin. His coffin doesn't fit him. And he was buried in that state. My dear Islam brothers, this is the love for deen. Those great personalities, they sacrificed, they gave everything up. So inshallah, respect to all those brothers, mashallah, that travel, that come out, that do things for deen. And these youngsters that you see at the front, they travel for 3 days. I'm looking at these youngsters, it gives me passion that they've left their school, their studies for 3 days, and they're traveling to learn the deen. Our future is bright, inshallah. You know, when we see youngsters in our first saf, it's a good sign. When we see youngsters in Salatul Fajr, then there's a change. We can make all the statements that we like. But when we know there's a change, we know the sign that's going to be there. When you come for Fajr, there'll be no space in the masjid. There'll be no space in the masjid. Then you know there's a change. Apart from that, we can do all the talking that we like. There will be no change unless we do those things which are going to please Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Almighty forgive me for any mistakes in the bayan. Ameen bi jahi Nabil Ameen sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu